Yeah.
But
what, you thought those were foam?
Yeah, you thought that was foam. Those aren't foam. Those are purple envelopes that I crinkled together to form this nice
That's
pattern.
30 years
right
of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 30 years of purple envelopes. How often do you get purple envelopes?
Not that often. It's actually 60 years of purple envelopes because I got all my parents saved all their purple envelopes too, and I got they left them to me.
Well, your grandparents too. It all started back in the Great Depression, right?
Way back 1910, before the Great Depression.
They were anticipating.
All right, when you guys are ready.
All right. We're just having a ridiculous conversation about absolutely nothing.
Yes.
Wait, let me.
Right.
Here we are.
Should I shut my door? I'm gonna shut my door.
Go shut your door, and remember to take your headphones out. There you go. You and I keep having a war over the thing because you keep on wanting to work with OBS, and I want to see Shana because I don't see her right now.
I know. Stay out of my. Oh, she's not even in the room. She left the room.
Let's just do this. Don't touch it.
Don't worry about it.
I'm just gonna do that.
No,
I don't want that.
Yeah. She's not even there.
She will be though.
I know. I'm just making fine adjustments, and then
I don't want to see her 30-second delay because it's gonna mess me up.
Yeah. No. All right. So I think. All right. Here we go. So when you guys want to go, I gotta do it. Go public. I go public.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, ready?
Yeah. Do you want? Are we gonna do an intro like on the live stream, or are we gonna just go straight in the podcast?
I don't know.
Yeah, we should. Should we intro the live stream? Yeah, maybe we should. We should do a little intro on the live stream.
All right, do a small intro. Keep it short because we're running on time here.
You're telling me to keep it short? You're telling me to keep it short? All right, I'll keep it down to 10 minutes. All right, we're going to eat up 1/3 of the time that we have left. It's already 8:30, dude. I think maybe we should just call this a test run again. I don't know. Maybe me and Marius should get on and tweak everything ahead of time because this took an hour and a half.
I know. It's so crazy.
Oh my god.
All right. Go live.
Yeah.
All right. We are live.
All right, everybody. All right, we're live. Okay, cool. Are we waiting for people to queue up? No, not really. We're just gonna go into our. I mean, do we actually really need to? I don't think we do. We're making a podcast, everybody, and we're live streaming it every week. And this is another test episode because it took us an hour and a half of messing around with various technical things on the computer to get this up. So we don't have a lot of time. We're not going to do our full hour like we would normally. I am not looking at the screen. Why can I not see YouTube, bud? There it is. I don't know how many concurrent viewers we have or anything. I guess it doesn't really make a difference. But I'm not seeing the new stream. I'm seeing the old stream. That's not happening anymore. So.
Oh yeah, let me fix that.
Yeah.
Because I'm running it from
that's
my
cool.
end.
Oh, so I have to. Yeah, gotcha. That makes sense. Okay. So we're gonna start the podcast, and then hopefully, if time permits, we will go to the chat and answer questions, hang out with you guys, kind of like what me and Marius were doing on our happy hour live streams on Barfly. But we're going to do our podcast first. Right. Okay. Give it a sec because Marius he's dinking around on the noodling again.
I am Batman.
Can you do the?
We're still
gonna
do that someday.
The Batman voice from Batman Lego.
I am Batman.
Yeah.
There we go.
Would you like that?
There we go. 2 concurrent viewers. I was just talking to nobody because we only have 2 viewers now. All right. Well, okay. So what are we doing? Are we doing a
Free beer tomorrow.
But we don't really have a jingle anymore because we had to change the name of our podcast.
Okay, well that doesn't change anything. We got this. You want me to intro this one?
No, you do it.
How about we stick with the same rhythm? It's that time.
Okay.
Oh, I'm glad you're here because you get free beer tomorrow. Yes, it's free beer tomorrow podcast. I don't know. What do you think?
Do it. Just do it. I don't know. We got to think of something. We're live, baby, so we got to do something.
Okay, so I'm gonna. Are you ready to record?
Ready.
Give me 3 seconds of silence, please. Oh yeah, that's right. It's free beer tomorrow, bub.
It's free beer tomorrow, featuring.
Hey, I'm Shana.
I'm Leandro.
And I'm Marius.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. A new voice.
He sounded really excited to be here too. He's like, I am Marius.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about it. I am Marius, and don't you worry about it. That's your tagline.
What's his tagline?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
And don't you worry about it.
And don't you worry about it.
And don't you worry
All
about
right,
it.
well, what's on the agenda for today, guys?
Well, for one, I am excited. I wore my tuxedo because this is a celebratory podcast day. It's our first official launch of the podcast episode, pending it all goes well.
Yeah, pending it all goes well.
And we need to tell people what this thing is about, right?
Yeah, I guess kind of, because, I don't know. I mean, the concept hasn't really changed, so... are we going to launch into the whole story about, how we kind of came up with the concept for this podcast? Is that what we're doing? I guess.
Well, I thought we were starting all over again.
Oh, we have to do introductions.
Yeah, we are starting with introductions is the plan. And then also, for people that haven't tuned in... Or, no, this is our first episode. That's why I'm in my tuxedo.
Although, I think this might actually be, not our first episode, because we don't have a full hour.
But...
Yeah, we might just be testing again, doing a live stream, getting the rhythm, because we had a lot of variables changed, even since we started talking today. Mm-hmm. So, I think we need to come up with a more solid plan. But I think we should just do our normal kind of random, we have a random name. This podcast is called Free Beer Tomorrow, which is a random name, and this is kind of a random podcast, sort of about cocktails and nothing.
Absolutely not. And sometimes my hair is random. And sometimes Leandro's hair is random.
Very often.
Marius, is your hair random? I can't see it. I've never seen your hair
Nobody
before.
knows.
Yeah. Nobody knows. What do you imagine Marius's hair looks like?
Oh, I think... I don't know. I've never met Marius. So I think his hair... I think it's maybe strawberry blonde with... beautiful
like
ringlets.
Like Leia?
Yeah. No, I mean, well, I guess if you put the ringlets into a buns, then you would have ringlet buns. But without the buns, then you would have beautiful, perfect curls.
You basically just described a cherub. You're like...
I imagine
I imagine that he sort of just sits around in a diaper and he has a bow and arrow. And he works for a messenger service.
Wait, cherubs they create love.
But they're kind of messengers of love, right? So they're
No, you're thinking about
Mercury. Well, no. Mars, Mercury.
Huh?
Mercury.
A gnome? I'm thinking of a gnome.
Are you? You're thinking about
Hey, I know gnomes.
The little guy that shoots the arrows.
That's a cherub, dude.
That's a cherub, isn't it?
Yeah. Also called Cupid.
No, but
yeah, Cupid is a cherub.
Cupid, yeah. Oh, so Cupid
I think the
is
cherub
a cherub?
is the race
I thought that was
of
only
what
one.
Cupid is.
Oh, I thought you were talking shit on
You thought I was talking shit on gnomes? I would never talk shit on gnomes.
Dude, don't ever talk shit on gnomes. Hell no.
What, you got a death wish? Those creatures are magical.
Dude, they protect your
garden.
garden.
Don't be talking no shit on gnomes.
So just But
Marius-
so let me just track back. Like I'm a little confused. In this, am I a fictional character in this one? Have we not met Shauna? Are we a different?
Oh no, we know each other. We've known each other forever.
Okay.
Like a few years now.
No. There's no fictional. I love how like Marius just like he would just stare at the fourth wall. And he just looks right at the audience. There's no. No, we're not pretending.
No.
This is my webcam. Like it's weirdly angled.
He keeps it in his lap.
No, it's on my desk.
He just keeps his webcam right on his lap. Well, okay, hold on. We can do better than this, guys. We can do better. So, okay, should we take our own opportunities to introduce ourselves? Whoa. Inception.
As Shauna falls off camera. What are you trying to show us exactly?
I melted.
I just to see my setup here.
Oh, are you just proving that it's not in your lap? Because I can't see what the laptop is sitting on.
Oh.
No, I know.
Yeah, like I can't. It looked like it was in your lap.
I can't actually see that it's not in your lap. I just saw your keyboard and the screen. That's it.
It was a great lap looking.
I still think it's in your lap.
Screen.
It's a laptop.
It's probably right next to
he puts the
Cheetos.
lap in laptop.
Oh, that's cute.
All right.
Okay, hold on.
All right.
Back to introductions. We got to do this because I think we should take our own introductions because we tried to do Marius's and he turned into a cherub.
That's true.
Yeah, that was weird.
He's like, screw you guys. All right, so Marius, you take your own introduction.
All right, Marius. Come on, introduce yourself.
Like who I am?
Introduce yourself. Yeah.
Well, I'm Marius.
That's it. That's all we're getting from him.
Marius, how old are you?
You're going to play like 20 questions.
How old are you?
Oh, I'm 37. I love telling people how old I am.
You love telling people how old you are? Because they think you're not going to admit it or something? You're going to be like, a lady never tells?
Yeah, and I'm like, bring it. 37. Drop that bomb.
37 years young, dude.
Yeah, dude. 37 years on this earth.
I wonder how long people will tune in to just hear us hang out with one another.
Well, this is not going to be a podcast. This is more just
of a
hangout. But also, Marius, your introduction of yourself, we're turning it right back into cherub. You're cherub. You're a cherub.
I'm cherub. I'm Marius the cherub, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I'm the camera guy on Barfly.
That's his whole. I guess that's his whole description of himself. It's kind of sad, isn't it? A little bit. That's
how you guys.
That's not how I know you. That's not at all how I know you.
No, not you. No, you.
Oh, the people listening or the people watching. There's nobody listening to this. There's ain't nobody gonna listen to this. This is gonna go in the scrap pile.
No, don't sell yourself short. You put it out in the universe. Everyone's gonna listen. Universe. All right.
We're gonna literally slingshot it into space, and the universe can listen.
Like it's driving through the cosmos right now. It attached to a comet, and it's like it's on the tail. It's holding on. It's not. I mean, it's not solid. It might drop off. I don't know, but it's on there. And it's going through the universe, shooting fast.
Yeah.
So, Leandro, you better tell me who you are before. Well, everyone knows you. You're on the Barfly channel.
I don't know if everyone knows us.
What about wasting time
everyone
with this?
seems to think that everyone knows us, but I don't know if everyone knows us. Although I'm surprised when people do know me. I'm like, oh really? Like you just don't. It's weird. But yeah, some people know me.
All right, well, introduce yourself.
I feel like it's so weird and stilted now because, like, also the YouTube people who do know me are watching, and so they're actually watching this live, and they're like, we don't need an introduction, but then we're like doing it for a podcast too. I don't know. I feel like we should just get into some nitty gritty. I'll introduce Shana.
All right,
so
you guys suck
Shana,
at introductions.
Is a 37-year-old lady that I used to work with at Kohl's. She's a bartender. She's an amazing bartender, and she is the host of TalkTales The Podcast. And we decided to do this podcast together because I wanted to just sort of, I don't know, I like podcasting, and it's fun to hang out with you guys. So I wanted to try our hand at a podcast. So now we're practicing, basically, and then letting everyone on YouTube watch it.
Yeah. We're putting it all out there. We're airing out our
That's
dirty
right.
laundry in podcast form, I guess. Yeah, verbal form, not literal. Oh, let's see some laundry. I'll show you.
So we promise you at some point we'll have an agenda, like an actual agenda, and not Shauna's laundry. Well, maybe Shauna's laundry.
What are you talking about? That is an agenda.
No, there's like an agenda that I sort of tapped out, and I was like, well.
Yeah, but the premises of the podcast is that we've been pals for a long time. Marius is a key element to the force of this podcast and to the Barfly Empire. Wait, so if the Barfly Empire was like the real empire, then who would be who?
Oh, like you mean like the Empire from Star Wars?
Yeah.
Who would be who? I think, dude, Marius would be Darth Vader.
Oh my gosh, I want to be Yoda. Can I be Yoda?
If it was the Empire, Marius would be Darth Vader for sure, 100%. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the bad guys.
Smile on camera, Leandro. Yeah, always.
That's true. Okay, Darth Vader. Okay, and then you, Leandro. Wait, Marius, you gotta tell Leandro who he is.
I'll be frickin' Han Solo.
Of the
Come
people
on.
who. Yeah, but he's not in the Empire. Are you talking about Star Wars?
Yeah, we're talking about
general?
Empire.
Oh, just the Empire. Just the Empire people. I don't get to be whoever I want in Star Wars. I will be Han Solo.
You don't get to tell yourself who you are.
That's messed up. That is messed up.
I mean, if I'm Darth Vader, you'd be Tarkin.
Who? I'd be
Right?
I'd be Kylo Ren.
Why would you be him?
I don't know, because he's got scars and daddy issues. I have no idea.
I'm gonna be Jabba the Hutt.
You would not be Jabba the Hutt. Bula Solo. Well, if you're Jabba the Hutt, then I want to be Han Solo.
Wait, that's not.
Jabba the Hutt is
okay.
You know,
Is
he's
he
like a
Empire?
drug dealer.
No, he's not
not part of
Empire.
the Empire. He's like a drug dealer and like a pimp.
I think you have to start over.
Huh?
I think you have to start over. Who are you in Star Wars? I guess. Because every character you guys keep mentioning
is
not from the Empire.
There aren't that like many characters. It's just a bunch of guys in gray hats going like, "Put up the shields" and stuff like that in British accents.
Okay, if I want to be somebody in Star Wars, it's going to be one of the weird little guys, the sand guys.
Oh, the Jawas. The little
Jawas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Jawas.
Yeah, I'm down with that. Like the little. Yeah.
They just go around like picking up trash and turning it into droids, right? Isn't that what they do?
Yeah.
So then who would you be,
I don't
Marius?
know.
I think maybe Marius might be Baby Yoda.
Oh. Wow.
I thought you were going to say C-3PO.
Oh, yeah, totally. C-3PO.
Oh, my gosh.
Definitely.
That's totally
yes,
accurate.
absolutely.
All right.
That is
Marius,
exactly
you win.
who you are. That is Marius's
And no.
counterpart.
All right, Marius, you get to name Leandro. Leandro is not Han Solo.
Yes, I am. Wait a minute. He named himself C-3PO. He named himself C-3PO. Why can't I be
3CPO?
3CPO? We have too much fun. I hope everyone watching is having as much fun as we're having. Hey, did she get booted from the call? It looks like she got booted.
Oh, there's some lagging, but
There you are. I don't know. It looked like you got booted
there.
from the call, but let's see what people are saying in the comments. Ooh, look at all the comments. Oh, is it Pathfinder you're playing? No, they're just talking to each other. No, Marius is the Emperor. He's the bad guy behind the scenes that you don't have to face until the last third of the movie.
Can you believe it?
For the Mandalorian.
Okay, I want to be a Mandalorian.
You want to be a Mandalorian? Oh, yeah. You are the Mandalorian. Okay, I could see that. I could see that for sure. Marius is the Mandalorian because you don't see his face, but you know he runs the show. That was one of my comments.
I'm the mandolin.
You're the mandolin? Ooh, everyone's asking for a Marius face reveal. Well, okay, well.
Oh my God. Nope.
How did we have a successful
not gonna
podcast
happen.
last week, but we're having kind of not that successful podcast this week?
Because we only have like 20 more minutes. So I mean, I'm not worried about the recording of the podcast right now. I think that we should just do some fun video stuff. And what's more fun than playing a game that is visual? And that game will be red light, green light, but in hand movements.
Red light, green light, and hand movements?
Oh, you showed your face!
Oh, yeah. Wow. Everybody,
That
please
didn't last
follow.
long.
Oh, Marius
like,
showed his face.
I'm like, they have to tune in the podcast for the entire season, and we'll reveal your face.
At the way end, yeah, totally. Well, I already said that, like, I mean, Marius kind of messed this up, but I wanted to reveal his face at, like, 1 million subscribers. Like, if we got 1 million subscribers, then we would reveal Marius's face. But then somebody was like, I think Marius should get drunk at 1 million subscribers, and I thought that was a good idea, too.
I feel like now, Leandro, at 1 million subscribers, and after how many podcast listeners, it has to be both. Then Marius will dress up like a cherub.
Yes. Oh, yes. I love this. I love that idea. Marius, what do you think, buddy? Are you going to dress up like a cherub?
I don't think so.
What about the million? Million's a big number.
Oh yeah, dude, we can put him on like a little wire, and then we can make him fly in the air like on a stage. And he
or just like back here in like my apartment, and like we'll just rig it all up
and put it on YouTube, because that's where everything goes that you videotape.
Yeah, and then we'll make like a really cool bow and arrow, like pink, like a pinkish, a rose gold color. Like a really cool. Oh, wait, bow and arrow. Yeah, and then they have
a little bow and arrow.
They have those really cool things that they play. The musical, harp. Yeah. Okay, so the bow and arrow will be like classic ivory, and then the harp will be rose gold.
You know that the arrow has to have a heart tip, shaped like a heart.
Wait, no, I thought the butt of the arrow has a heart.
No, it has the fletching so it can fly. It has like the little fletchings, right? Which that's what they call the feathers at the end of an arrow.
I thought that had something to do with a butt.
The fletching? It actually might. I mean, if you trace it back far enough, it might have something to do with the butt.
Let's see.
I don't even have
if somebody knows what I'm talking about, I'm confusing a word. I don't know. Felching?
Felching. No,
is that
felching
a thing?
is definitely a thing. I have to look it up though, because I can't really remember what it means.
Don't look it up. You'll see some weird things probably.
Felching. Let's see. Felching.
Watch, it has something to do with fishing or something. Oh, the anticipation.
Right.
After this, what's up, Marius?
Felching. Sucking.
Actually,
I'm not going to even say that.
You see?
I'm not going to say that. Oh, man, that is wrong.
Did it have something to do with the butt?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. That is just... When I was like, I was just about to just start reading it, and then as soon as I saw, I went, oh my. Like, I even had like an oh my moment. I had to touch my chest. That was...
I don't remember what it means, but I just remember the word. And it has something to do with the butt.
You were right. That I'm glad that I didn't look at images on that Google
I told you,
search.
beware.
Oh, that's so wrong. Oh man, we have too much fun.
Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
All right.
Well, if anyone didn't know, I'm sure everyone's Googling now.
Yeah, probably. Oh my God, that threw me for a loop. Whoa, damn. All right.
Now I'm gonna have to Google it after this because I don't remember, but maybe I don't want to know. I don't know. Woo, it's hot in here. Okay, so now let's get into something a little more serious. I know we're all here for fun and games, but let's just keep it to fun and games. Actually, I want to talk a little bit about like how you guys. Or no. I want to talk about. Yeah, I do. I want to talk about how you guys met. How did you guys start getting this thing together?
Marius tells a really good story. He should tell it.
How we met or how we got this thing together?
Let's start with how you met.
How we met? Well, we met on a film set. We were both production assistants long time ago. It was like 12 years, 13 years ago. No, because I've only been here for 13
really?
years.
It seems like so much longer.
Like, it's 2007 or 2008. Yeah, we were doing PA stuff together, doing horrible commercials. I wanted to get out of PA work, and you wanted to write screenplays. So we just started just exchanging some ideas, started working on things, and we worked on things for years, back and forth.
And with nothing to show for it.
With nothing happening. And then you did the documentary. You started doing the documentary.
What are you talking about? The drink documentary?
I'm pointing at you.
Oh, wait, like when? Yeah. Oh, so now he's fast forwarding to like 2016.
Oh yeah, because there was probably like 8 years in between.
Yeah.
Where it's like on and off a little bit. I met you down at Cole's because we were eating lunch there on a shoot or a scout or something. I remember.
Yeah, and then so then basically I had this idea for a show about bartenders that I wanted to do and like shoot something and pitch it or like make it or like find some financing to make it. And so we filmed it at Cole's. I got a bunch of bartenders. The idea was to do sort of like small, like short documentaries about different bartenders. And I just basically featured myself in it only because I couldn't get like an extra person. I needed like an extra person, but I didn't really want to be in front of the camera at that point. I just wanted to sort of like make the show and direct it. And I got a bunch of bartenders sort of featured in it, and then we pitched that around, and then it didn't really like go anywhere, and nobody wanted to give us any money. So then we were like, we should start a YouTube channel, and that's how the Educated Barfly got started. And that was end of 2017 is when we started Educated Barfly.
Mm-hmm.
I totally remember when you released the promo or the what do you call that? Not promo. What's that called in film with like the
trailer?
Or in the beginning, like where it shows you trailer. Yeah, when you had the trailer of Drink.
Yeah.
And originally, I don't know if Barfly people know this. Originally, you had it called Drink,
actually,
right?
the Educated Barfly was first called Drink, and that's a very inspired name. But we had to change it because it wouldn't show up in search properly because the term is so general that when you pop it into YouTube search, all this other stuff comes up, but your channel won't come up because it's not like specific enough. And so we were like,
yeah, we couldn't even find our own
channel. Yeah, it was really crazy.
I was like, oh, we're making YouTube show like episodes about cocktails, and I was like pulling it up on my phone to show people. Could never find our.
And I had to like,
I can't find it.
I had to like text people the actual like URL to like send them the actual video, for them to find it. Yeah. So then we changed it to something like, well, we need something like really specific. So then we changed it to the Educated Barfly.
It's and like what a amazing like change that made, like for sure. Okay, I need to change course a little bit here because we are at a time constraint tonight, unfortunately, because of like the technical difficulties. So real briefly, I want to just ask. I'm probably going to bring this up on a longer term like episode when we're fully recording the podcast, but I just want to know what everyone's first job was and like what the first job was, and then one skill you learned from that job that has benefited you to where you're at right now.
Whoa. I mean, I've had a lot of jobs. So wait, my first job ever?
Ever.
I mean, my first job ever was a paper route. And I had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Or like even earlier, I'd have to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning or something. And then the people who, like the Boston Globe people or whatever, that was because I grew up in Boston. So the Boston Globe was the paper that I delivered. And they would come to your house and just deliver stacks of paper. And so for like the first hour of the day, you'd have to like roll up the papers and put a rubber band around them. And then put them in a big bag and then take them all over the neighborhood. I mean, I just described a paper route. Everyone is like, I know what a paper route is. But they're like... Dude, seriously, I know what a frickin' paper route is, bro.
I thought they just gave you the rolled up paper.
No,
I didn't realize you had
stacks
to roll
of paper all tied up with like that those like that plastic tie that you pull off a little tab.
You have to have
a
a
knife or whatever, or you can pull off a little tab. Mm-hmm. So it was like stacks and stacks of paper, and you have to roll them up yourself, and then you got to pack your bag and take them.
So, what do you think that job? What skill did you learn from that job, that first job, that you think you still apply to your career today?
I mean, it definitely taught me, like, I don't know, I kind of ascribe this to my parents too, but it definitely taught me like a work ethic, and then also like you had to get everyone's papers out on time, like, and you had to get them, the customers, the thing that they paid for. So it like kind of gave me a sense of like showing up and doing a good job, and like, that people are relying on you and not like messing around. You know what I mean? I definitely take that into like whatever it is that I do. And also, I don't know. I mean, I'm also like a type of person who really tries to do a good job at anything I try, But I think that's what it's just sort of taught me, like a work ethic, I think. Just like not being like a layabout, I don't know. I've like encountered people in the workforce, that just like, I just don't understand. They just don't take their job seriously. Like they like don't show up or barely show up or whatever, what have you. And I think that job sort of instilled that in me.
100%. I think that is like on point as fuck. Last question, right. And then we're moving to Marius. How old were you?
I started really, like when I was really young. I think I was like probably 11 or 12 maybe. And it kind of horrifies me too, because I would like literally be like trundling around my neighborhood with this like the shoulder bag filled with papers in like the dark and by myself, and like my parents would let me do that. Like that's how kids get kidnapped. Like it's really crazy, yeah.
80s, baby.
Totally, yeah. So but
those
yeah,
are fun times.
Yeah. I don't know. I was young.
All right, Marius, what do you got?
I had to think. I can't remember what my actual first job was, but I started McDonald's. That was my first real job. But I also did like some summer jobs at a slaughterhouse. But I can't remember if that was before.
You worked a summer job at a slaughterhouse?
McDonald's.
Oh
That's
my
amazing.
God.
But I can't remember if that was before or after McDonald's.
Let's go with the slaughterhouse, because I feel like there's some good
I've
lessons
always
there.
thought that Marius was a little off, and now I know why. Now I know why.
Well, I worked in the I don't know what would it be called in English. It was like the precision slicing department.
Sounds about right.
Right. So basically what that job was, it was just like trimming pieces of meat, like steaks and everything, and you trimmed off like the fatty parts and trimmed off the parts that you didn't want in a steak, and you toss that aside, and that's the meats that go on pizzas and stuff, and like in like kebabs and things.
So wait, the trimmed off parts go in kebabs and pizzas?
Yeah, they sell that as like a
byproduct.
Yeah, beef snacks.
What do you call it? Wait, where was this again?
This was in Norway.
So what's the name of the job in Norwegian?
My title?
Yeah.
I don't know what my title was. Finskjæravdelingen. That's so it was just like it's basically. I mean, it was a very cushy job. It was like a little room, and we were just trimming pieces of meat, like high-end pieces of meat or higher end. We weren't like in there gutting the animals and stuff and chopping up bones and stuff.
Wait, you were doing that or you weren't doing that? Oh, you were.
I were not doing that. I was in the we were just like trimming off fats.
Byproduct.
Right, but
meats, yeah.
You probably had really great skin.
Because I worked at the slaughterhouse?
Yeah, like all that like fat, like lard.
I was just thinking but wouldn't you, there's a smell to slaughterhouses.
I feel like that's good for your skin.
Well,
wasn't there just like a horrendous smell working there?
Our department was...
This is in Norway, not America.
No. I mean,
yeah, well, our department
do you just think everything's cleaner in Norway?
AC.
What you trying to say?
Yes. My grandma worked at a meat packing factory. It was
gnarly. Yeah, I can imagine that it's like that a building where you kill things is really gonna smell that much different country to country. But maybe I'm wrong.
Okay, hold on. I gotta get back on track because we do have a time restraint. So, Marius, what skill do you think that you got from this job that you apply still today?
That I do not want to have this kind of job for a living, I think, is the skill that I acquired from that.
It gave you motivation.
Yeah. I mean, I know how to use a knife, but that doesn't really apply to my job right now.
Well, the way I see it is that maybe how old were you?
I mean, yeah, maybe McDonald's was the first one. It's like 17, maybe 18.
So I feel like in that category of like a hands-on job like that, like where it would, I don't know. This is just my theory or whatever. But it seems like you're a super hands-on guy when it comes to tech at this point, obviously, because you've been like rerouting everything and doing everything that we need to do on this feed and Barfly and FreePour and everything. So I feel like you're probably pretty a hands-on like person, and who knows, maybe that had something to do with it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'll just dig into stuff. I'll just jump in and try and figure it out.
Shana, it's your turn, right?
That's fair.
For sure.
My first job job was at my dad's music store. I don't count that. I was like 3. But he would like make me put stickers on.
No, but you are a
guitar
musician now, though.
And like hand.
So it obviously made a massive impression on you.
Yeah, so he just gave me like a pen. Well, I wasn't doing this at 3. I was just like sitting in the back room. I was 3, but as soon as I could write, then he'd give me a pen and I'd write on little tiny, those little sticky, like just the little dots, the sticky dots that people used to price things with. So I'd write a handwritten price over and over and over and over and price guitar strings. That was my job. And I didn't mind it, I guess. But I'd say my first like real job, not from my dad, was when I was 14. I worked at a little doggy boarding facility, and I cleaned out like the shit kennels and everything, and then would have to spray and bleach everything down and like get the dogs in and out of the kennels, and it was super
That's like
sweet.
A really
I loved
interesting
it.
job to have as a kid or like a teenager, right? You're a teenager, like 14, teenager.
Yeah, 14.
So
yeah,
that's interesting. I mean, I feel like I had all the little, like I bagged groceries, like I had a paper route, like I had but that's like an interesting job.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it because I just got to hang out with like dogs and like cats and other random animals sometimes. But I would say like what like helped me a lot, like from that job to like what I'm doing now, is I can always refer back and be like, dude, at least I'm not cleaning up shit.
Is that what it taught you? You're like cleaning up shit.
Yeah,
really
I was like,
sucks.
dude, I'm not. I don't
and
have.
now, at least I'm not doing
I know.
that.
I'm like I can. Exactly. So anything I do from here on out, I started like with
started
shit.
at the bottom,
like,
and you never go back
poop.
to that.
I'll never go back to poop.
Started with poop, but now you're.
Although when you get old, you start dealing with poop again, so it's a possibility.
True.
I don't know
how old you get. Yeah, but yeah.
But everything I will do, I will try not to deal with poop again.
Wait a minute. So what were some of your other jobs then? Yeah, like before you were a bartender. How many jobs did you have? And it's like not that many. Like you cleaned up shit and then you were like, F that, I'm going into bartending. They're like, you've been here 10 years, Shana. I worked at
I worked at my dad's music store for my young age, and then 14 worked at the shit pile, and then which was cute. Dogs are great. Dogs are so much easier than bar patrons. I'm just telling you. And not to mention, god damn it, I just totally like fooled myself because I've had to clean up shit at the bar.
Yeah, actually, I used to work at a nightclub where we had to clean up shit. We had to clean up blood, like the nightclub scene is rough. It's rough.
Dude, nasty, man.
Yeah, and
Puke,
the owner didn't
all
even
of
have
it.
a cleaning crew, so we would have to like when I started as a barback.
Oh,
the
we
barbacks
always
had to do
did it.
All the cleaning, all the toilets, puke, all that stuff. Barbacks would have to do it.
I never had a barback for the majority of my bartending career, and we had to do it. We always had to do it. I remember this one dude was like hovering over the bar, and he's like doing the sway thing and his like mouth thing, and I'm like, that dude's gonna puke, and I'm like, no, and I'm like hitting his buddy. I'm like, get him out, get him out, get him out, get him out. I'm like, because I'm behind the bar, I can't I'm not gonna dive over the bar and like throw him out. I'm 5'3", like, but and I'm like, get your buddy out here, get your buddy, and then sure enough. Bleh, like all over the bar. I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm cleaning up puke because this guy's a douche. But so okay, I rephrase that. Cleaning up poop prepped me to be a bartender.
Yeah, totally did, yeah.
It's not that bad. I got this.
Abso-friggin-lutely, that's true, yeah. Yeah.
We have the puking and all that stuff that we have that at McDonald's.
Yeah,
too,
I could imagine, but
oh my god, that's
I
fair.
kind of want to see what a McDonald's in Norway looks like, though.
I mean, they look about the same.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they control,
franchise.
They tightly control their image, but I'm just talking about like cleanliness-wise, and I'm sure like Norwegians are, I would say that they're like, their demeanor is very pleasant and predictable. And oh, there you go, Marius. You're showing everyone your face.
Yay!
They're like, we saw it. We saw Marius' face. Marius has already shown his face a couple of different times.
I think he's excited.
Yeah, and the lemon video.
I think it's how we open this, being like, he's a golden god, and he's like, or a golden cherub, and he's like, I'm going to show my face.
He does that.
But not the locks.
He's like, that's right. He's like, you see these luscious locks?
You see these luscious locks of love?
Okay, here's the deal. So we are running out of time. So the podcast side, I'm going to stop recording right now, just because. And then if we need the audio for anything, I can do whatever we want with it. I can put it up my butt if I want. But if you guys don't mind, I'm going to stop the recording there, and then let's do a Q&A if anyone wants to ask any questions, and then kind of like.
Well, somebody did ask a question for you, Shana. What's the weirdest and most unusual animal from that job?
Good question.
You had.
Pugsley.
Pugsley?
Okay, there was a dog called Pugsley, and okay, so there was this crazy lady. Okay, hold on, I got a couple of these. There's this crazy lady that dropped off, like, I think it was like originally like 10 or 12 small dogs, and left it at the boarding facility and was like, okay, I'll be back in the weekend, and then she just never showed back up. And so, and they were all like weird, like snaggletooth, like inbred dogs that were like just like abnormal in all ways. Like, and so there was Pugsley, it was a super old like pug mixed like inbred dog that had these weird arms that like I can't even do it. Like its bones like went out in its wrists, and then like it brought his like elbows in while his like legs went out, and like it had these big bug eyes. And like, and then he had no teeth, so his tongue stuck out of the side of his mouth. And he'd sit there, and he was blind. Oh, he's blind. I'm not.
Dude, I'm just trying to imagine this, and I can't even imagine it. Like.
Yeah, he's like, like, he's like the weirdest little dog of all time, but he was just so sweet. He was the cutest little thing, and like he was tiny. He was only like I don't know, maybe a foot and a half big or something. And he was old too, and so he couldn't like see or do it. Like he moved really slow and waddled.
Poor Pugsley.
And so I go to clean his. I know Pugsley, and so I go and clean his cage, and all the other dogs, because they all lived together in one cage because they were all like from the same like family or whatever that just got left there, and they just like lived at the place. And so they all would like get out of the way, and they were all small dogs. And then poor Pugsley didn't know what was happening because like all of his issues. And so he just sit there and like we'd be like, Pugsley, move, 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 and we'd start spraying the kennel down because we had to get things done like in a timely manner, you know. And he'd just sit there, and the water would just like hit him in the face, and he'd just sit there with his tongue sticking out like and it's like his eyes like wide open but all foggy because he's blind. And
Shana.
like the poor
It really is.
he was the sweetest, cutest little thing, and I'm like, Pugsley, get out of the way. But the good story about Pugsley is one of my friends in high school came over to my job and saw Pugsley, and she's like, I need that dog, and so she actually adopted Pugsley. So happy ending.
I love that Pugsley found a forever home. That's amazing. Poor Pugsley though, but I'm so glad that he was so happy about the water spraying in his face or whatever. And
we ended up dyeing purple polka dots on him.
All right, so Birdhouse BMX says, I want to know if Leandro has ever kicked around opening his own bar, or is that too far? No, I've definitely kicked around opening my own bar. I just haven't really, I don't know. My whole thing is like, I kind of feel like anything that is successful when it comes to bars, you know, it has to be like a solid idea and like a really good theme and something that I'm really behind. And I kind of know exactly what I would want my bar to look like and be, but you know, at the same time, it would just have to like, it'd have to all culminate, you know, I'd have to be able to get the financing and the right space and whatever, but I would love to own a bar. I really would love to own a bar at some point. I mean, at some point, that's what I thought all this was culminating to. And it remains to be seen whether or not I'm going to go work in a bar again, because I kind of miss it. I really do. I was getting a little bit kind of burnt on bartending kind of at the end. And I think that now that I thought that I was getting burnt on bartending, but I just think I was getting burnt on being in the same bar for as long as I was. And it was just kind of time for me to move on. So I don't know. I think I might try it depending on what happens with COVID and, you know, how that looks. Here we go. Here's a question for all of us, but I'm going to let Shana take it. Chris Pinner asks, what do you guys see in this podcast being about? Mostly bartending, or just like in general life stuff, or something totally different?
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure that this podcast is going to be about pogo sticks. Leandro, what do you think it's about?
AA batteries.
Wait, Marius, what do you think it's about?
I don't know. I'm confused about this whole thing.
He's too literal. I love the Norwegian. So, okay, basically what we want this podcast to be about is it's going to have a heavy bent towards cocktails, and we're just sort of kind of trying to figure out what it is. What Shana was doing was a little kind of joke that we have a podcast about nothing, so we just go through all of the things that it could be about, all the random things that it could be about. But I think it's going to be about I think it's what we'd like to do is, you know, have an interview sort of podcast where we interview people, but not necessarily famous people, because I just feel like there's a lot of podcasts out there, right, that interview famous people and celebrities and stuff, and we just think it would be fun to talk to people who are really interesting. And a lot of those people will probably be bar people, I'm sure. You know, we also want to do like a featured cocktail, maybe feature some of your recipes. I get sent a lot of recipes from you guys, so maybe we'll do that, and I'll drink one of the ones that I'm testing or something, and kind of tell you guys about it. I don't know. We're still working on it. What do you think, Shana?
Yeah, 100%. I think, okay, this is how I feel. I've been behind a bar for 15 years, and Leandro as well has been bartending for I don't even know if I could say around the same 15. How long you been behind the bar?
So long. Not 15 years, not that long, but all told behind the bar for like 12 years, I think.
So
I mean, I was at Kohl's for 9 years.
Okay.
But I also worked at a whole bunch of different bars at the same time as Kohl's. So that doesn't really count. That's all in the same 9 years. And then I worked in a nightclub for like 4 years before that. Yeah, it's like 12 years.
So years. A lot of what happens as a bartender, and be in the bar atmosphere is that things are laid onto you and you interact with anything and everything, right? So what's happening with COVID, I think, is a lot of us bartenders are not bartending. And so we, like Leandro and I, we've been friends for a very, very long time now. And we hit it off. We're good friends and we have fun and we just want to talk. And so it's kind of like I'd say it's kind of like an outlet for us to be able to talk and interact and like discuss things with, even if it's just us and Marius, like, it's a normal way of life for us. Like every shift, this is what we do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
So if you take that away from like us, like, which is like a normal everyday way of being, it's been kind of a weird circumstance, and it's been an adjustment point. And like Leandro said, it was really nice, I'd say, at first, because it was like, oh, this is a break from it all, you know, and this is a break from the stresses of it all. But ultimately, this is like something that let me rephrase. Like, so I teach cocktail classes, and in one of my classes, or in all my classes, I explain, hey, listen, I can teach you mixology, but I can't teach you how to bartend. Bartending is something that is in you, like it's a personality type, and that really has to do with like being interactive with other people and a people person and having a patient level that not everybody has. So that being said, we needed, I think that Leandro and I, we've always wanted to collaborate in a way. And I do the podcast TalkTales, and Leandro and Marius does Barfly. And we've always wanted to, I mean, I started off with Batman, you know, but like, you know, we've always been like, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this. And we're both like, you know, just our brains kind of like do this all the time. And so we're like, shit, man, everything's virtual right now. Let's put all this energy into something. And while we hope that other people enjoy, we 100% really do. A lot of times this is just like part of who we are, you know?
It totally makes
sense. Does that make sense?
I want to respond so much to that, but we're kind of running out of time, and I want to get to a couple other questions. And this one, I kind of want you to take it. I'm definitely going to weigh in on this as well. And don't forget, don't worry, Birdhouse BMX, because I saw what your question was, but I want to get to this other one first. Someone asked me, but I kind of want you to take this, Shana. Can you explain to me why bartenders look down on Bombay Sapphire so heavily? I don't know, because I felt like you might have an opinion. I have an opinion about it. Because...
okay, well, okay. I don't care what people drink. I'm like a kind of a weirdo, because I'm like, dude, straight up drink whatever you like to drink. That's how I feel always. If I can introduce you to something like what I think might be a more quality product, and more so something that is more local and effective to our own economies and stuff, then that is great product as well, then I will do so. I'm not going to judge you for what you drink at all. But I think, like, for me, it's just...
Well, here's the thing. I think
smaller
that people,
guy for me.
Okay, I think that there was definitely kind of a thing about looking down on, Bombay Sapphire for a little while. And I think that the reason why that happened was because it got kind of heavily sort of lumped in with kind of club culture. And I think that when, I don't know, I guess like this is kind of a very nerdy thing to say, but like when the current like golden age of cocktails happened, right? The second golden age of cocktails sort of happened. I think there was just like a wholesale rejection of anything sort of, kind of associated with that world. And that is what, I think it was Camper English who has this great term called cocktail orthodoxy, right? Which is like people who think very, very specific ideas about what's good and what's not, or or like what's true and what isn't. And some of it's good information and some of it's bad information. But honestly, there's nothing wrong with Bombay Sapphire at all. I have used it on a few videos. I have a bottle of it in my collection. I like it. I think that gin is a very singular kind of spirit to people. Like, I think that because there's no two gins alike, because all of their botanical elements are different, I think that, you know, there's a lot of different. I think that people have very specific tastes in that. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like basically like some people, everybody has a very specific sort of gin that they attach to, because the flavors are so different from gin to gin to gin. And so that's what's great about gin, though, is that there's no two gins that are exactly alike, you know? So, you know, the thing is that like people are going to have their preferences, and having a preference is fine. Like if you don't like Bombay Sapphire, that's fine. If you love Hendrix, that's also fine. Like, you know, I think that certain gins really became big, huge brands at a time when gin wasn't really being drank a lot, because vodka sort of overtook it as the clear spirit of choice. And then there was just a handful of brands that really kind of took like became these big juggernaut of brands. But that does not necessarily mean that they're bad. I don't know if that really answered the question, but that's my kind of thoughts on it.
No. So short answer, there's no answer.
There you go. Marius breaking balls. See, there you go. I just want to say that everybody on the stream now knows that there's a record of it, that Marius breaks my balls. And then people come down on me for being mean to Marius in videos, but what he does is he just slice it. What he'll do is he'll say something provocative right before he rolls the camera. Then he'll press record and get my response. It's
just the truth. You spent 5 minutes saying nothing.
Yeah, but that's not how he. I
Did
agree.
you just say I spent
like
5 minutes saying nothing?
And Shana agrees.
No, I agree, but like that's not. If you say it like that, that's not an answer that human will like understand. You know, that would just be like a dick answer. Be like, I mean, and I feel like sometimes bartenders do that, where it's like, I don't have time to explain all this to you. Yeah, gin's better than vodka. Eat a dick. Like, you know what I mean?
But I'm
like,
never gonna give
it's
that
kind of
answer.
like.
I'm always gonna give a really
No, that's what I'm
long-winded
saying. It's
fucking
like
answer. Always. I'm a long-winded dude.
Yeah,
People who watch my videos know
and that's
this.
why you got Leon.
I get so
that's why you
much
got
crap
Leandro.
from people in comments about how long-winded I really am, and I tone it down for the videos. Now, but here's the thing. Now today we released a rum video. That was a 6-minute video, 5 cocktails in 6 minutes. Cut everything out. And now everyone's complaining that it's not long-winded. So it's like, you know what? That's why we do what we. That's why we do what we want to do, because you know.
Everyone's used to you.
Yeah.
Everyone's used to your
I
win.
love it now.
Everyone's used to your win.
That's right.
No, we got a ton of comments saying love this new format. Oh, this snappy editing is so good. It's like chop.
See how he does that? That's like that right there is
it's true.
Is like the perfect.
That's
a narcissist. What they do is they take it and they take the conversation and bring it back to them. Right. So like he was all, the snappy editing. Oh, Marius did a good job.
No, let snap editing and like everything's quick, meaning less Leandro, and they like that. That was the point of that.
That
so
we all see who the
you have
dick
some people
is.
that want long ones and some people that want short ones. I don't know.
I think that we actually see who
love
the
having
dick
Marius
actually
in
is
here.
now. Marius's true colors are coming out, and this is exactly why I asked him to be on this podcast, because this is exactly what was going to happen. I just didn't think it would devolve to this so quickly.
Oh, I love it so much.
But you see how mean he is? He's always trying to like get me on something. So now he's like setting all this up. He's like pushing all of my buttons to try and get
see
some
what
reaction.
happened?
Yeah, he's yeah.
Anyway.
Is he Han
I'm
Solo?
going to go back to Birdhouse BMX's question, because he asked me what my fantasy bar looks like. And this is what my fantasy bar looks like. My fantasy bar kind of fills the void of a bar that is incredibly comfortable, sort of like Cheers or something, but has really fantastic just so cocktails where everybody is just making very, very nicely done, perfectly garnished drinks so that you can go in there and get a nice drink. You ask for an old-fashioned, you get a great old-fashioned. You just get great drinks, but in a very comfortable, non-pretentious setting.
My fantasy bar has jungle animals. They're not real. They're all fake, but every single one of them you can sit on.
Wait, what? That just like took a second. What?
No one asked, but I gave the answer.
Well, I like the answer. I mean, I wanted to know what it was anyway, so.
Yeah.
Is it kind of like a rainbow cafe? The
Nope.
rainforest cafe.
Nope.
No?
No jungle around.
Oh,
Just jungle animals.
Jungle animals.
Birdhouse BMX
Okay.
Everywhere.
Almost like a cat cafe, but fake animals.
Yeah, and you just could sit on. And the ears will be little cup
But
holders.
would they all be animal-themed drinks? Like, what would the drinks look like? Okay, so everyone goes in your bar and you
Except
have
for
this
the
cool
Negroni.
concept, but like, what's under the hood there, Shana?
It's all classic
Oh, I
cocktails.
love that.
All
Yeah.
stirred classic
All
cocktails.
stirred classic cocktails, kind of like Amore Amargo does that kind of in New York. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
All stirred classic cocktails, then nobody gets rotator cuff injuries. I like that.
Well, okay, I guess the ears have to be little flat
Oh, you have to
ones
wear
then,
cat
because
ears
it's gonna be all...
when you bartend?
Yes, now you do.
Copycat Company says, so like a bar full of those animatronic bulls? Yes!
Exactly, but
And can we please just
stationary.
call it Rodeo Bar?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm going to call it
Roadhouse.
Bulls on
That
Parade.
bar's called Roadhouse.
There's also the one in Santa Monica what is that one called? I forget. With the
There's
bull-
there's Saddle Ranch on
a
Sunset.
Saddle Ranch, yeah. This one's going to be called Bulls on
Parade.
Well, okay. I thought there would be something that rhymed. Never mind.
Don't yank my bulls. I knew you'd like that one. That's a total Shauna designed
Bullshit.
cocktail name.
Yep, I like that one.
All
All right.
I
Where
think
we at?
we're done. I mean, I think we pretty much have to be done. I have so much fun doing this with everybody in the comments. So it's unfortunate we can't do this with people in the comments and make that a podcast because I would have so much fun. But because
can't you?
I think that for audio, just listening audio, it would be really weird, wouldn't it?
Oh, couldn't we why couldn't we have Skype and callers? Would that work?
Yeah, we could, but then you're adding another
Tell
Skype
somebody
element.
Skype in right now.
Huh?
But then they'd have to be on the Zencaster.
Yeah.
I was wondering if I could hook up the Zoom handheld recorder into the computer just to record the Skype calls instead of involving the Zencaster. So if people called into the Skype, then the audio just goes straight to the handheld record or the recorder device.
I didn't even understand anything you just said.
Oh, okay, we'll talk
I was
about
like,
this later.
What?
Well, if there's overlap audio, then you're gonna record that other
Right, that's
audio
true.
as well. So it might not work. Yeah.
All right. Well, guys,
Love
I
you
love
too.
ya.
All right. I promise you guys in the stream and you guys not in the stream that next week we'll actually have a topic to talk about. And then I want to figure out an interview subject at some point.
yeah, we're still trying to figure this whole live stream
Yeah.
thing out too, because it's
And
every time we add a new element, it just completely is. I mean, we were on this thing an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes before we even
yeah, I don't know
able
if
to go
that's
live.
likely to change because that's
Yeah.
just Marius overcomplicating things as usual.
No, he's doing an amazing job.
All right.
Marius is the best god of
He's the best
land.
god of the land. Don't pump his ego up any more than it already is, please.
See, guys?
He's a
See?
golden cherub god of the land.
You sort of have to
This is how Leandro treats me.
All right, next week we will do better. This is a very fun test, though, and I'm glad that the people that stood around on the live stream stuck around and hung out with us and stuff and things. So get your questions ready, guys. I would like to do a thing where I go to questions. I don't know if you guys have like questions for your podcast, but it'd be kind of fun to like go back through some of the Barfly questions and just like answer some questions, because I don't really get an opportunity to actually like answer people's questions that much in videos, and typing out answers is always kind of difficult. So
yeah, we're gonna do a Barfly question answer time for sure.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Wait, what's that butthole thing we talked about?
Butthole thing.
The flacking?
Oh,
No, what was
felching. Felching.
Plant felching.
All right, felch you tomorrow. Can we just say? Is that would be like?
All right, felching.
Felch you later.
Oh my god, what was it? Are we still live?
Check out Joanna
Yeah.
Rants. She does response segments. That could give you an idea. Oh, I'll definitely check. Is that a podcast? Hey, this, that, and stuff. Is that a podcast or is that a YouTube channel? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? And I got to wait for 30 seconds for the answer because there's the delay.
Okay. You guys can stay on and like talk.
Oh, me and Marius?
Your talk.
Oh, no, we've been on the phone all day. We don't talk to each other now. No, we've been on the phone,
right.
texting, on the phone planning. Oh, YouTuber. I'll definitely check that out. Thank you, this, that, and stuff. If that is your real name. Okay, I'm going to get out of here. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.